Now, how he got to that point in the first place, I'm not too sure. It doesn't happen, but it's a safety concern. Whereas with a behavior concern, you want to ignore the poor behavior as best you're able and reinforce the good behavior. Now, the simplest way of demonstrating this is if they're sat in line in number 10 and a couple of the kids are kind of like mucking about, I'll raise my voice in a fun way, just like this. All right, okay, cool. So who's going to be the best? Who sat in the best number 10? Is it the boys or the girls? Or if you don't want to do boys and girls, it's like, is it the white belts or is it the striped belts? And so you're putting belts against each other, you're putting genders against each other. Or it could be, and I have instructors usually sat behind the lines of like, who sat the best? Is it the Springs, just the name for our program, or is it the junior instructors? And all the Springs will look around at the junior instructors and they're like this. And all the Springs will go, they won't do the whole thing, but it'll be about reinforcing the good behavior, the behavior you want. And it's the same in coaching. So if you've got somebody who's doing a jab cross and a front kick that's looking like this, it's like, okay, that was awesome. I love your stance, because there's nothing wrong with my stance. It's like, but to make it a bit better, I want you to make your punches straight. Okay, because remember, you break your wrists if they're not straight, as opposed to this. And so it'll be, okay, cool, bam, bam, there. Great, and then move on. Yeah, I've still got a lot of work to do, but you're improving one thing at a time. Remember, the goal is longevity. If I've got that child for the next 10, 15, 20 years into adulthood, which has happened for some of my, making me feel really old now, for some of my kids that started when they were tiny, they now look incredible. But that is because we were able to maintain them through these systems over the years. You're playing a long game, and the parents, unless they're fully involved in the program, they're playing the short game. I've got football and swimming and dance and martial arts, and I've got this and I've got that. How the heck am I going to find time in my schedule for next week? Whereas we are, how are they going to look in 10 years' time? And so we have to bridge that gap between the parents and the instructor's goals. That's the goal. And the way we do this is through all of the educational stuff, as opposed to, oh, it's a shame because, you know, Bob's really good at martial arts,